G'day everybody, it's Matt Dorm here. Welcome to Lawnporn live stream about lawns and how to get a good one, episode 3. Hey, I hope you're having a good weekend. We're having a long weekend, so that's even nicer. Yeah, I've just popped up my video about my week 3 of my TifTuf, and YouTube has changed everything this week. Typical, everybody seems to be changing everything and updating everything. Hey, look, the new YouTube Studio thing does look better and a bit good, but there doesn't seem to be the Premiere option anymore. I couldn't find it, so I assumed it was going to be Premiere, but it didn't come up Premiere, so you couldn't actually. Oh, excuse me. Couldn't actually talk on it or put a message on it. A bit odd, so I'll have to look a bit further into that. So, as you can see, I did some cuts with the rotary and the cylinder and talked a little bit about that. So that's what this video is going to be about. Talking about my week 3 TifTuf, answering your questions, and talking about the autumn calendar. Pretty much it. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I don't try and make these things heaps long. But look, we'll get the chat channel going, and just make sure that everybody's on that. I'll just if somebody could say hi or something to see that I'm streaming all right. That would be really, really good. Actually, what I'll do is I'll check YouTube, and that should be saying that I'm streaming okay or something. Yep, six watching now. There you go. And a minute and a bit. Can anybody hear anything though? I'll just put a hello there on the chat. See if that works. It seems to be sort of working. Mine comes up a bit strangely. I don't know why. But yeah, if anybody can say hi and that they can hear me and everything, that'd be good. But I'll just keep talking and just assuming that everything's good. So, yeah, week 3 of the TifTuf at my place. I did a top dress last week. G'day, Brian. How you going? So, it's working. Good. Up and rocking, Sam. Thanks. Matt Rikes, I can hear. All right, thanks, guys. So getting back to the Premiere thing, I don't know why that didn't work, but it just didn't. I'll work on that. But yes, getting back to my week 3, I top dressed last week. I top dressed for those gaps. Now, when I first put it down, everybody was saying, you got to fill the gaps and everything like that. Well, I tend not to. I tend to let it go for a couple of weeks while it's grounding in, and, you will get a little bit of dieback on the edges of those slabs. But after that is when I feel it's right, that, it's rooted into the ground quite a bit, and, it's had like a single light mow type thing, and it's growing in. That's when I fill in the gaps. That's what I did. Look, I put soil down that I had. It had lots of little stones in it and everything. Probably wasn't suitable, but it's all that I had. So I just went for it. And then I sucked it up a bit later with a mow with the rotary. Wasn't perfect, but, it did what it did. Look, I live in a country area, miles and miles away from any sort of decent loam decent sand that I could get. Although, Port Augusta is basically lots of sand, but that's a different matter. So the first 2 weeks of my TifTuf installation, really, really hot temperatures. I would have liked to have put down a light dab of launch and, a bit after that put the 4 season down, but it didn't happen that way. Just the extreme temperatures of, 40 plus for a week are just, left it alone, just made sure I kept up the water. I'm down to watering once a week now. It doesn't really need that anything more than that, and that's just a big deep water, and that's today's Sunday, and that's what I've done today. Going on from that, for my week 3, getting back to my week 3, is that I put the 4 seasons down, and that is basically following my autumn program. I've got a week and a bit to catch up, but the weather was too extreme. So the 4 seasons down, I'm already seeing the difference, the better colour and everything else, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be a really good installation. It's going to be fine grass. It's going to turn out really good, and 4 seasons is doing its thing, and it doesn't seem to be causing. I've had a few people say to me, it'll cause excessive growth and it'll cause lots of seed heads. TifTuf can't handle it. Well, it's fine. I don't see any problem with it, and it's only doing it good. Plus, with the autumn program, getting that granular slow release down early in the season, and then supplementing with the foliar stuff. That's the way the program works. And I remember when I released my first program, the spring program, and a lot of people were like, "Oh wow, there's something really to follow," and a lot of people also said, "Oh, you're doing way too much. It's too intensive." And it's strange that a few 2 seasons ago, it is hot in here. 2 seasons ago, it was such a wow. I can't believe that you're doing so much, and it's blah 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 blah. And there was lots of good reactions to it, and lots of bad reactions, and I suppose that's with anything. Lots of people that were happy about it. Lots of people said, "Oh wow, it's blah blah blah," and yeah. So after that I suppose initial shock for some people, a lot of people just really took it up and just went, well, you know what, I'll give this a try. And that's what a lot of people do. They try something, and if it doesn't work out for them, they'll stop doing it, or do something else, or do less, or whatever. So the thinking of a lot of people, I've noticed, has changed over the 2 seasons. It was an initial shock to a lot of people, but now it's kind of accepted. And I've had a lot less questions with this new program coming out for the autumn, saying, "Oh, it's too much, and it's too much this, and it's too much that." It's just amazing that the people that kept up with the program and the results that they're getting, and showing that off on our page, and to their mates or whatever. And it's just a real, I don't know. It's everybody's come around for it, so it's doing really, really well. So that's more or less. It's been interesting to watch, is what I'm trying to say. Is that initially it was a shock, and now everybody's just really pleased with it, and it's just sort of accepted. I mean, you have to fit it in with your lifestyle. If it's too much for you to do some fertilizing or some attention every week, well, you're going to get good results if you use like launch once a fortnight. And a lot of people will be in that camp, but it's just interesting to see how people have just now come to accept doing like fertilizing or something for their lawn every week, not just mowing, but other things as well. So that's interesting. Look, getting back to my week 3 of my Tiff Tuff, it's now starting to become really one with the ground. It's really doing quite well, as I knew it would. It's very much like the Santa Ana. I think, I get the feeling it's going to use less water. And I mean, if you're keenly following some of the photographs that I put on there, I get a lot of shade from the veranda for most of the day. And that part of the lawn seems to be handling that extra bit of shade all right. It gets the afternoon sun, the late afternoon light, say from 3 to say 5 o'clock, and then it goes, it loses it again because it sort of goes down from the fence. And it'll be interesting to see how it goes on the season, because the sun will be lower on the horizon, so that shade area. Geez, it is warm in here. It's 35 here today or something like that, and this is the hottest room in the house. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes winter when the sun's lower in the sky. There's it's cooler, obviously, and so there's going to be quite a lot of interest seeing how that goes. But it seems so far to be handling it all right. Some of the top dress that I've got in those areas where it's shaded will take a longer time to grow in, obviously, because it's not getting that sun. But it's really a lovely lawn so far. So, rotary versus cylinder mower, I touch on that a little bit in the video, there's pros and cons to both of them. Obviously, I like a cylinder mower. A cylinder mower cuts like a pair of scissors, and that is easier on the leaf blade. So if you look at the leaf of the grass that's cut with a cylinder mower, and if you sort of magnified that up, you would actually notice that it's quite a clean cut. Not too much perforation on the actual cut edge, and the advantage of that is that it's obviously like looks neater, but the plant doesn't have to repair such a savage like slash that you get with a rotary mower, because rotary mowers whiz around. They're not actually cutting; they're just coming around really fast and slashing. So that'll leave the leaf blade with if you magnify it and have a look at it, it'll leave it with a big it's all jagged and everything like that. So the plant will have to spend extra energy, making that nice and smooth again, so to speak. So there's that difference in the cut. Look, going low with a rotary, you can get it, a nice low look. You might have to go up an extra notch or something like that than if you did a cylinder mower, because it's it's a bit hard to explain, just me talking to you, but if you go really low with the cylinder, you'll sort of notice, I don't know, the circular motion of the cut. It'll sort of like dig in, and it'll be a little bit uneven. My lawn is a little bit uneven at the moment, as it's still growing in, and there's a bit of movement. I've got a sandy base, and where a cylinder mower sort of clips it like a pair of scissors, and as you go along, and you'll be able to go lower because the cut isn't as savage. It's just a different cut style. And of course, with the cylinder mower, you've got the roller. The roller at the back will fold the grass over, and if you're going one way, it will fold that way. If you come the other way, it pitches that way. So that's how you get the line effect, because the sun reflects or refracts on the grass blades, and that's how you get the look. And look, me personally, the cylinder mower wins all the time, but it's not to say that rotaries are bad. There's pitfalls to cylinder mowers. Number one is cost. They're very expensive to buy, and the second-hand market at the moment is exploding. What you used to pay for $50 for a working cylinder mower, you're now paying $700, $800 more, depending on the model and the rarity of it and everything else. So it's very expensive to get into. I mean, there's still bargains out there for sure, but fixing them and maintaining them is quite expensive. And maintaining a cylinder mower, for instance, if I want to get my blade and reel sharpened, I have to send it off, so it costs me freight, and you'll have to do that every season. That's $150, and really, if you wanted to, you could buy a brand new rotary mower for $150 or thereabouts. If you went a real cheap and nasty one, but you could do it. So there's that to it. So, but a rotary mower that's cheap, easier to use. Like, that's another thing I didn't mention about cylinder mowers is, look, they're harder to use. Practice makes perfect. Especially, I've got a couple of cylinder mowers, and the controls are in different places. So you get used to one, and then you switch, and then you're being very, very silly the way that you're mowing. So. It's that's the way it is, and practice makes perfect, and a bit of practice, and you'll be quite good at the cylinder mower. Rotary mowers are nice and light and easy to use. You start them and you push them. There are different ones, going up the scale that are motorized and stuff like that, but the basic normal rotary mower is you just start it up and push it along. And that's there's nothing wrong with that. That's that's sometimes preferable. It just depends on your budget and what you like best. Do you want to spend $500 on a rotary mower that does a good job? If it scalps a little bit, just go up a little bit higher. You won't get that line look, but it'll be nice and neat. And look, regular mowing is key. It doesn't matter what you're cutting with. In my opinion, regular mowing is key. So you just don't want the lawn getting too long. If a rotary mower is all you can afford, well, then the rotary mower is... I'll get to that question in a sec, Brian. Matt, for a beginner, is there a make or model you'd recommend for a newbie? Are you talking a cylinder mower, Brian? Probably that's what you mean, I'm guessing. But I'll get to that in a second. The cylinder mower, obviously, a lot more expense, and do you want to do, a cylinder mower? How badly do you want lines? Well, I love lines, so I will. I'll go the extra mile, spend that extra money, and network a bit more and whatever to get what I want. My first cylinder mower was $20. My second one was $425 or something like that, and I had to spend a bit on them, but so that's it. So Brian's got a question. He's asking what does he recommend? What would I recommend for a beginner of the cylinder mower stuff? Okay, there's loads of options that you can go. Some of it fraught with danger, some of it not so fraught with danger, so to speak, but I'll tell you what I'm thinking. So you could go the second-hand market. If you're going to go a second-hand market, you're looking at the moment, Scott Bonner. Try and get Scott Bonner 17-inch. That's the Scott Bonner 45. Network with a few people and ask a few questions of people that have got a bit more knowledge. The Scott Bonner restorations page and everything like that. But buying one of those, there's lots of pitfalls. Obviously, it's secondhand. Obviously, it's very old. You could have cracked rails in it. You might need to change the engine. You might have problems with your bottom blade and problems with your reel, and the scale can really the price can really go up very, very quickly, and you kind of get left a little bit disappointed. However, saying that, it's also a very rewarding process to fix up one of those mowers. But look, you might get a bargain, and there's still bargains out there. Somebody puts it up $150, Scott Bonner 17. You have to be very quick these days because there's a lot of very, very keen people watching Gumtree all the time and watching eBay and everything else. But there's that route, and that leads me to another sort of route that I'm going to talk about for a cylinder mower. I'm sweating in here. I need an air conditioner in here. The other route is going new, and there are some options, and I'll go through the mowers that I've got. And sort of like pros and cons to each of them. Look, all of them are, fairly easy to use, and there's pros and cons to everything. The first one that I ever got was from All Mower Spares, and that was a Protea. And at the moment, Matt Rikes has got that, and he's using that. Really, really super easy to use. It's just the throttle and one like the throttle sort of like operates the blades, and just one lever for is it left hand side, right hand side? I can't remember, but making it go forward. Nice, that's about the easiest operation that you can get of a cylinder mower. Nice and easy to use, great cut, very solid, based on the Scott Bonner 45 design. And that leads me to another thing I'll bring at the end of this little chat that I'm having about. So that was really good. Okay, next up the scale was the Swardman. I got the Swardman Edwin Twin 2.0, also from Swardman and All Mower Spares. Really, really nice to use. Obviously, there's the advantages of the cartridges. It's interchangeable. I've got a video about it. I've got a video about all the cylinder mowers, so maybe you should have a look at those. But I really like the use of that. It was a little bit more complicated with one control for the drive and one control for the reel. So that took a little bit of getting used to, and really, really, really nice mower to use. So go check out the video on that. Obviously, the price is a little bit up, but the person that's going to buy the Swardman, I would say, is the person that's really getting into it and is thinking, I want a verticutter, I want a groomer, I want this, and they're thinking, well, I've got to buy 3 and 4 machines that they have to buy extra parts for and convert. Where the Swardman has the advantage of, you can just buy the cartridge and change the cartridge over, and that saves you having to buy a whole new machine and saves you a bit of room in your shed and everything like that. The next one that I've got is a Bush Ranger 500 cm. It's a mower that they import from New Zealand, I think. It's wonderful. It's nice and solid, nice and easy to use. That's got 2 controls at your hands, one for the drive, one for the reel. It's in the reverse of the Swardman that I use. So when I come up to use that, I'm going the wrong way usually, and I have to retrain the mind. That's I think that's $15.99 or $16.99. So that's the cheapest one out of all those 3 that I mentioned. And it's a solid deck 20. Beautiful. I haven't actually got to the point where, and the cut's lovely on it. It's fully adjustable. I'm not 100% sure about if you can get reels that have got, because it's got a 6-blade reel. I'm not 100% sure if it's got other options like verticutters and stuff like that you can get. I'd imagine you could, but I haven't seen it or heard about it. Or like a 10-blade reel or 12-blade reel for that lower cut if you want some be a bit more precise and everything like that. So, but I've been using it on mine, and it's starting to stripe up already. That's testament to the mower, and obviously testament to the lawn and what I'm doing to it. And just it's starting to thicken up, and it'll be good. But very, very good mower. I've not done any services or anything on it. It's got a Briggs engine in it, and that's quite normal, easy to get parts. I've never pulled out the reel for a reel sharpening yet or anything like that. So I don't know. I haven't sort of pulled apart and had a real deep look at it. But look, really solid mower for the money. You'd be very, very happy with either of those 3 mowers that I've speaking about. Now, getting to my point earlier about the money and is it worth it and everything like that. Okay, you could find yourself, say, a Scott Bonner for $500, say 17-inch U-Beauty, and you get it, and it's got a bit of this, bit of that. You can easily spend $1,000 fixing it up and getting it to standard. That's just the way it is. It's could be a 30-40-year-old machine, so you've got to expect that. And you might find one that's been refurbished and everything like that, and it's just, that's what it is. But quite easily, you got a second-hand mower that's $500 that you've spent $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 on, and then you look at like the Protea, which the 17-inch basic ones, I think about $2,000. The Swardman, the basic ones are about $2,600 or something like that. That's excluding the cartridges, of course, and then you've got the Bush Ranger for $16.99. I think it is for the 500. I think the next model down is $100 cheaper again. You're getting a brand new mower with a warranty that you can go back to the people that you bought it off of, whether it be a Bush Ranger dealer for the Bush Ranger one, or all mower spares for those other 2 that I mentioned, and and get parts and fix it up easily. And so, do you know what I mean? Like, it's what you want, really. I mean, I don't want to take away from the people and obviously the scene of the Scott Bonners that I just want to do up a old lawnmower because it's really good, it's really satisfying, and I get it. So it's a decision that you have to make. Out of the mowers that you mentioned, what's a newbie one, Brian? Well, the Protea is the easiest one to use. The Bush Ranger is the second easiest, and probably the Swordman is is a little bit harder again to get your head around. But you know what? Once you got your method, and it'll only take you a few mows, whichever mower you go, you'll be fine. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. All right, I've got some other questions here. Sorry, I really yabbered on that one. Callan, howdy. I'm your... in your prep video, you hoed the ground and mowed in a few tennis ball sized rocks. Well, they weren't rocks actually. They were actually dirt clumps that have got very, very hard, and once you smash them up, they actually are sandy or clay, depending on what. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of rocks in the stuff that I had, so it was all right for that purpose. And the bit that I had left over seemed to have some small stones in it, so like I'm talking sort of like small like that. So it is very annoying, obviously, to have that in there. And I got rid of them bit by bit. There's still a few in there. I'm still picking a little bit out here and there, but I just don't have access to the clean sand, just like everybody in the Big Smoke has. So, all right. Well, Brian's happy with that. So yeah, follow my page, obviously, and I hope you're having a great long weekend. And I'm going to be really looking forward to tomorrow and not having to work. That's good. Yeah, so, if you're using Rotary, sorry, I'm just getting another question in. A good tip if you are using Rotary, make sure your blades are sharp. Well, yes, that's correct. Always keep your equipment maintained. So, yeah, definitely, for sure. It's not a cylinder finish, but it makes such a difference. It certainly does. If you got blunt blades with your Rotary, and it won't look very, very good at all. Sort of hacks it even more and not as cleanly. And also don't mow it when it's soaking wet. Rotaries quite easily get clogged up. So TifTuf, is it similar to Santa Claus? No. Santa Ana, yes. Yeah, Santa Ana. Look, when I first got it and I was looking at it, if someone told me, didn't tell me what it was, and I was looking at it, I would have gone, yeah, Santa Ana, but it looks a little bit greener. That's the only way I could have told that it was TifTuf, because that's what I ordered and that's what I've been sent. So very, very, very similar to Santa Ana. The main differences that I see is that it seems to have grown in quicker. It seems a little bit greener. Seems to grow a little bit quicker. It's very early days. Look, week 3, and I'll keep my eye on it. And that's it. Anyway, I will stop the show there. Let you get back to your Sunday. I'm getting back to my Sunday. Follow my adventure. Give us a like for this video if you've sat down and had a bit of a watch, and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification. I'll try and work out the Premiere issue, why the other video didn't come up as Premiere, but it looks like YouTube have taken it away. I'll have to work on that one. Everybody just keeps changing everything, and then you have to figure out how to use it again, so I'll have to go through all that. Just follow my adventure on Lawnporn on Facebook. Get your lawn on Instagram. I'm not a very good Instagram user, unfortunately. I've got to get my head around that one as well. And obviously the YouTube lawn tips page channel on YouTube, which is what you're watching now. So all right, I'll let you get back to your Sunday, and Yeah, get this man an aircon. You're not wrong. I'm sweating like it's just absolutely really, really hot in here. And, you know, I've got lights here blaring. So, yeah, that's what makes it hot in here as well. And, I'll stop yabbering now. Get your lawn on and see you next time.